Hi, in this video we're going to give a quick overview of the jobs report. To access the jobs report, you click on the workflows menu and you'll see that for each of the workflow systems you have set up, that includes both those that are templates when your system is created and those that you've subsequently created yourself. Every system will have a report that is labelled with the menu name of the system and then the word jobs. I'm going to take a look at the accounts jobs here. The screen is laid out largely to replicate a spreadsheet. When it loads, it will load with status set to all. You can change that to all, including completed, to see all jobs that have ever existed in the system. There's quite a lot of filters you can set, and this is so that you can create your own reports. I'll just go through each of those now. Urgency ties in with the traffic light system that you see at the top of your screen. That is to say, it reflects the proximity to an incomplete statutory deadline. Approaching means that there is an incomplete deadline within the next 60 days. Urgent means within the next 14 days. And overdue means that there is a deadline that is overdue. Normal would contain all other jobs. The job date refers to the date of the job as shown down here. The exact meaning of this depends upon the system. So referring to the templates, the accounts will mean the job date will be the year end. Tax return jobs, it will show the tax year. VAT return jobs, it will show the month end or quarter end, and so on and so forth. You can enter dates into these date pickers by clicking on either the box or the date picker, and you can choose a date. You can also, if you need to go back in time in more significant leaps, you can click on the header to jump back into a month selection, year selection, or to scroll back and forward through decades. Okay, any user link. This is, if you were to select yourself in here as a user, this will filter the jobs down to those where you are in any way linked to the job. That means where you fulfill any of the positions on the job. Next up we have Preparer. In total you can have 9 positions on each workflow system, and we'll see in the next video how you can set all of those positions to be visible as either filters or columns on the spreadsheet. So you may have more columns, more filters here. The Preparer drop down will offer you all of the users and allow you to filter the jobs down to those where you or someone else is currently the preparer. In the secondary filters, they are more related to the workflow status. So you can filter down to a particular stage on your workflow. There we go. Or indeed you can filter down to a group. All of your stages are allocated to a group, so this allows you to see the bigger picture. At any time you can click Reset All Filters to put them back to showing all jobs. You can filter by the accounts holder. This is the person that is currently holding the job. You can filter by the route. That's where, should you have more than one route set up within the system, you can filter down to the route. Next up we have the deadlines. So on the left here we have, on my system, 3 deadlines: accounts due at company's house, CT payment due, and CT return due. And to the right of those, where you see the same deadline reference but with the word done, you can then filter down to only show those results that either do have the green tick to indicate the deadline has been completed or don't. Next up we have the custom job fields. When configuring any workflow, you can create any number of custom fields for your jobs, and the vast majority of data types can be set to appear as either filters up here or columns on the sheet down here. The bulk operations area allows super users to change data on more than one job at once. That will be covered in a separate video. Coming on to the results set, you can control how many rows are visible at any one time, and you'll also see buttons here to export to Excel, to print, to CSV, to PDF. If you wish to export the results. First of all, ensure that you set this to all if you wish to export them all, because these controls export the data visible on the screen. Now the super user can decide which columns are visible, and then each user can individually decide whether to hide further columns if they don't wish to see them, for example by deselecting like that. You can rearrange the order of columns by dragging them, and you can also sort by different columns by clicking on the header of the column. To look at the columns here, first of all you have the client name. Clicking on that would link to the client card. It's likewise for the client code. You have the current holder, the current stage, the job date, the route. The column last stage refers to the date that something last happened on this job. It does not include the creation of the job. So a job with just a dash means that no stages have actually been completed as of yet. The column next target refers to the same information that's shown in the upcoming targets widget. That is to say that it's the system looking at the job, and for the current or all future stages it is picking out the most urgent target and displaying it there.